Today is Wednesday, November 27th, 2024, day 6 of LiveHard Phase 3. Another day down, another win. I successfully completed all 11 of my critical tasks, so let's go through this. I'm tired. I'd like to go to bed. But yeah, weighed in at 218.5 pounds again, so I believe that's 2 days in a row. Been at my lowest weight in a decade or more, so quite pleased with that. Excuse me. I took my progress picture earlier on this morning. It wasn't actually the first thing that I did today because I had to run and go do something on the property right when I woke up. But when I got back home from that, I took my progress picture. I drank a gallon of water, so first quart at 12:01, second quart around 1:30, third quart at 5:15, and the fourth quart at 7:42. So water's done. Did two 45-minute workouts, first at 9:05, the second at 12:05. Both were outside. First was a ruck with my pack, and then running and walking, the interval type stuff, outside. So hopefully next week I'll begin to incorporate some push-ups and sit-ups and maybe some more weight training. My wrist is feeling better. Yeah, feels back to 100%. Normally whenever it starts to feel better, feels good, and I try to exert stuff, I end up re-injuring it. So when it feels good, I'm gonna let it go for another few days just to make sure. I maintain my diet. None of the white carbohydrates, no fruit, no nothing like that. I've been drinking plenty of water and such. But tomorrow is Thanksgiving Day, so tomorrow I will allow myself carbs. That's the one day this week, Sunday through Saturday, that I will be eating carbs. So yeah, that way I get to enjoy lots of good Thanksgiving food, and may even have a slice of pie. Last year I did not partake in pie because I was trying to keep my blood sugar low. So let's see. I read chapters 5 and 6 from Beyond the E-Myth, so it's good to still kind of general with some things there, but I'm getting good ideas about some content I can make for my leather YouTube channel, so I did read at least 10 pages there. Alright, so those are the 5 things. Progress picture, gallon of water, 2 45-minute workouts, 3 hours apart, maintain my diet, read 10 pages in the book. So the remaining 6 things. I did take a 5-minute cold shower. That was after the second workout. I added 3 additional items to my power list. All right, so I read all the book of Jonah. When I was going through the minor prophets, I skipped over Jonah because it's like, I knew that story. But there are a couple things that I was able to underline going through that I hadn't really noticed before. I read a couple pages in my book, Zero G's, really good. It's by Darren Geisinger, so he does a really good job. I already have the second one, which is right here, the second in the series, so I obviously can't get to that till I get the first one read, and apparently there's a third one. I have no idea if it's out yet, but if it is, I definitely want to get it because I fully intend to read the whole thing. And then while I was outside, I prayed for more than 15 minutes. So got those 3 tasks, 5-minute cold shower. I talked with the lady at the bank today. I had a physical check from one store that we sell stuff out, like consignment. We give them a bunch of stuff and they sell things. It wasn't a big check, but bigger than the previous month, so that was nice. But I have to go in and actually cash that, and I had some extra cash for the business also that was left over from stuff I had pulled out about a month back. So I deposited what was left, and I talked with the teller there. So her name was Tiara or Tara. I wasn't sure. I saw her little name badge. We mostly talked about Thanksgiving prep and the food and everything like that, and how busy it was there on a Wednesday. It's like, oh yeah, it's probably because you're closed on Thursday. She was like, that very well may be. So yeah, we talked about different food that she makes and she hides, and how her daughter and her ate some of the desserts early that they have planned for tomorrow, so she had to put them out of sight so they wouldn't eat anymore. So I was able to talk to her, so that's a conversation with a stranger. And then random act of kindness. My wife and I, we were not feeling the best, mostly my wife. I was just a little snotty. I'm still a little snotty. But on Sunday there was a birthday party for our best friend's kid, actually one of 6 kids. So we were not able to go to the birthday party, so we still wanted to get a gift, so we did, and we took that over there tonight. And my friends own a coffee roasting company. In fact, they make a special blend of coffee that is just for my leather business. It's called a Nazarene blend coffee, and so it is currently not in season, so it won't be available until spring or early summer of 2025. So I'm filming this, as you saw, in 2024. So whenever you're watching this, a Nazarene blend coffee may or may not be in stock on my website, NazareneLeather.com. Check it out. But anyway, I went over there, and since they own a coffee roasting company, there's a little boutique store that orders some coffee, and so my best friend Robert, he was going to go, so I went with him. And Robert has a hobby. He is rebuilding a 1967 Volkswagen Beetle, and so he's finally got it up and running. Doesn't have all the bugs worked out in it yet, so I went with him, and the car didn't want to start after we dropped off the coffee. So we spent the next 20-30 minutes or so trying to get the car to start while his wife's family and everything were coming in to their house to have kind of a pre-Thanksgiving meal. So they have to get together with a bunch of different relatives that all live down here. So they got together with his in-laws and his wife's grandmother and stuff, and we're trying to get the car started. So I was helping him with that, you know, just going with him. Normally I wouldn't go for a trip like that, you know, just 10 minutes away from his house, just because, yeah, I don't really enjoy doing that and such. But I decided to go with him. Had a great talk. We were able to catch up a bit, and yeah, I was able to help him get his car started. He was the one doing all the tinkering. He knows how the stuff works. But while he was tinkering in the back, you know, he'd have me, all right, try to crank it. Nope, doesn't work. All right, we need to push it here. There's a different part of the parking lot where the car is kind of at an angle with the front leaning up, so that the gas line, which is gravity fed anyway, but it'll actually go faster when you're at an incline, can go from the gas tank, which is in the front, and fill up the carburetor at the back. And yeah, once that happened, he was able to crank. We were able to get back home. Only stalled one more time. So you gotta understand, Robert has rebuilt this thing from scratch. So it's just a matter of fine tuning, figuring out what parts might still need to be replaced, things that were maybe defective when he ordered them, whatever else. So yeah, hanging out with my friend, which I normally don't do that stuff out of Shabbat. I'm not really an overly social kind of person, but I just felt it'd be a good thing to do, and turns out I got to help him even more by being there to help him crank the car when we went. So there we go. Yeah, it's a good day. Today's a win. Got everything done. No alcohol, no cheating on the diet, no excuses. Keep trying to push myself harder and get some stuff done. We're almost done with the big order that I have to deliver next week. It's actually not going to be Sunday. It'll be Monday next week. I have to drive to Oklahoma and deliver 24 shofars with leather shofar slings that we've made in my business. So that'll be an interesting day. Probably a late day, but it is what it is. All right, today's a win. We have 24 more to go. So thank you so much for joining me for these daily check-ins. I pray that you're blessed. Bye.